Hi, I'm Kate Ryan for mining.com.au, and today I'm joined by Marty Moloney, the Managing Director of Buxton Resources. How are you today, Marty?
Great, thanks, Kate. How's it going?
Yeah, good. So, Marty, first assays are back from Madman. What are they telling you?
So, Madman is basically a wildcat project, 40 kilometers from the nearest hole. There's been a bunch of news coming out about Madman. Basically, we've completed the maiden drilling program. The rigs drilled 2 exploration holes 2DD and 3DD. And this announcement that we've just put out is a suite of assays, basically completing assaying of the bottom of the first exploration hole. And so, it's really quite exciting to see these numbers starting to come out, because we can see that there is gold in this system, a really critical question from a prospectivity point of view. Yeah, these are low values, but the other elements really put that into context. We can see what we call these Pathfinder elements. Antimony, arsenic particularly tend to hang around at the very top levels. They're the most mobile elements. They go further. Our Madman results are really quite high in those. And so when you put that together with the intense veining and brecciation we've seen in both holes, 200-meter separation, what we can say is that we've got a live hydrothermal system. We've got smoke, and there's really good potential for somewhere within the project area for there to be a concentration of gold and copper.
One of the holes did have gold and copper in it, didn't it? What does that sort of indicate?
So we've only received results and released them for the first hole. The second hole is still in sampling and assaying. So, but you touched on an important point here, because the gold is accompanied by copper and bismuth and arsenic and other elements, which is the suite that we see at our analog deposit called Javieron. So Javieron is a multi-million ounce gold deposit, a relatively recent discovery in the same geological region, what we call a Patterson origin. It's quite a few hundred kilometers away, but we set out at Madman to find another Javieron, and basically this geochemistry is telling us that we're on the right path. We're getting the right sort of signature associated with the gold. And as I said before, these pathfinders are telling us that we're higher in the system, and we think at Madman we've sort of preserved the whole system. Whereas what's happened at Javieron is that they've drilled right into the hot zone where the copper and the gold is. So there's good potential for gold and copper to be still at Madman, located either deeper or off to the side. And the other thing the assays tell us is that specifically, which part, and I've got the rock here, but it's in the announcement. This gold is accompanied by pyrrhotite. We can see that under the microscope, and also the assays give us confidence that it's pyrrhotite. Pyrrhotite is one of the most conductive minerals out there. And as part of the work we did on that first exploration hole, hole 2DD, we did downhole electromagnetics, and we came up with a conductor off hole. So we didn't test the most conductive part of the system. It's located some 350 meters to the north. So really significant findings coming out of these assays, and that the best gold's associated with the most highly conductive mineral that we've seen, and we have this off-hole conductor. So we're really excited about getting in and testing that.
Yeah, Madman's making you a happy man, isn't it?
Yeah. Madman is basically our highest priority project right now. There's a lot of work still to do. In exploration, we try to have a portfolio approach. Basically, you can be as smart as you want, but you can, best way to improve your odds is to kiss a lot of frogs. And so, we're trying to do that across our portfolio. Later on, we're doing geophysics. At Xanthus, we're doing geophysics. In the US, we're pegging projects. At Madman, we put our first holes into this. And instead of killing it, it's improved our confidence that project really has the potential to host a copper gold deposit.
So what comes next?
Yeah, so we've talked about the downhole EM. We've done that on one of the holes. We need to do it on the other hole. And we've got contractors coming out there just in a few days' time to run that probe down that hole. And what we'll actually do is we'll reconfigure the surface loops that we use to put the energy into the ground. and rerun the first hole's electromagnetics as well. And so what we're trying to do is really pin down exactly where that conductor target is. And once we've done that, we'll understand how we can test it from surface with another drill hole. We have an area-based heritage clearance there, and so we need to understand basically where that conductor sits and whether or not we can test it from within our existing clearances. If those things are the case, then it's feasible, basically depending on drilling contractor availability, that we could be out there back at Madman drilling again this year.
Thanks, Marty. There's a lot going on at the moment, and I'm sure there's plenty more to come, and we look forward to catching up with you again really soon.
Likewise, Kate. Yeah, looking forward to catching you soon.